Okay, this is part three of the One Brothers, One Brotherhood 2001, 2001, I'm sorry, version day 210.3. Here we're going to talk about the Awan brothers, his father going back to Pakistan in 2009. Let's just say this is a picture of his father, 2009. Imran's going to go back there as the big shot from Washington, D.C. He's going to get him off the hook from cheating these 12 farmers, right, out of their land. Plus, his business partner ends up getting killed in a car accident. But that means they've got a lot of land in Pakistan, okay? So we'll just remember that. 2009, they got all that land. Now, here's who we should be sending this to, Senator Dick Black, S-E-N, Dick Black, instead of Richard Black. He's a Virginia senator, 268 combat missions in Vietnam. He was a Marine pilot. That's not a Purple Heart in the picture, but he did receive a Purple Heart. As a matter of fact, he was killed next to his radio man. That's how I remembered, because my dad was a radio man and got shot at. He ran against Joe McCabe. But key facts here are Hillary, in the New York Times article, the email article came out March 2nd. The server that she had, a private email server, came out March 4th. On March 6th, he was not running against Joe McCabe. He was running against a totally different person who had totally done all the paperwork and filings. Terry McAuliffe, governor of Virginia, called and said, nope. He called in not only Joe McCabe, but he called in Andrew McCabe. Andrew McCabe was at that March 6th meeting and told the other guy to get out. Joe McCabe was going to be the candidate, and that's when the $675,000 check was written. Later on, Hillary also did a visit. So for Senator Black's benefit, Andrew McCabe ran a fake terrorism case in Portland in 2010. He was trying to get Portland to take the Joint Terrorism Task Force, which is kind of a task force which intimidates state and local police as well as other federal agencies. That whole thing was called the Portland Christmas Tree Bomber case. I defended a Muslim there. It's not an anti-Muslim thing. So, okay, here's the key email here. So, a couple of things. First, the original message is at 2:14 from Huma, probably saying, okay, I will have... and I called it redacted Awan. I will have redacted Awan, just FedEx secure phone from D.C. But they're in D.C. This trusted staff is definitely in D.C. Now, Anthony and I will be leaving to bring me to the airport now, so hopefully I'll just make it. Now, I'm guessing that means their offices are both in New York City, so they're going to meet the phone in New York City. And Hillary responds back at 6:13 p.m., maybe one of the Anthony's trusted staff could just deliver the secure phone. So I don't know if that means trusted staff in D.C. or trusted staff in New York City, but they want to get the phone to somebody. Now, what if that person was negotiating a State Department deal, and they were just yet another person getting a State Department phone? Now, we know from the previous emails that they bought a lot of phones off eBay. So they were not coming from the State Department. They were not coming from RIM. Therefore, they were not traceable and didn't have State Department markings. I believe that the people that were in on it, that knew that their phones were being desktop synced and knew that therefore their information was available to other people in the conspiracy, didn't care about the markings and didn't care that the phones came from eBay. The reason why the phones came from eBay is so they couldn't be tracked. But I believe there were other people that were unknowingly monitored. And that's why there was a cache of phones at Imran's house here in Lorton. Because you have to have some people that see the State Department markings and then say, oh, it must be a true State Department phone. I believe some were marked with the official markings, and then some came from eBay. We know some came from eBay because that's in the reporting. Okay, so getting back to this email here, Hillary on the 2nd, we don't know exactly where she was, but CNBC had her schedule, so it should be available somewhere on the internet. On the 3rd, though, she met with USAID. Now, it could be to say, oh, Pakistan is having floods now. Pakistan was currently having floods. Let's make sure we get them a big USAID package. The next day, the 4th, they meet with Rajiv Shah. Rajiv Shah, you remember from Haiti, being put in as a 37-year-old to run USAID, and he makes this big announcement. Also, August 4th is Obama's birthday. He's also a big Crackberry user. So I believe this is connected to the 2009 thing. They got the land. Now they cause a flood. It's easy to cause a flood. You just break some dikes and then you have a flood. Therefore, you need USAID. And then 2011, you're ready for the next crop of mangoes, and you have mango diplomacy. You have mango madness. The mangoes were ready a year later, being at the end of the growing season. Now that's working theory at the end of the day, but it does seem to make sense with the USAID that we've done in the past. I do believe that there are some phones that were marked and some that were not, and it didn't make any sense to keep the eBay phones. The eBay phones would just be destroyed with the hammer, but you would keep some phone with the initial markings and keep moving them around to people in order to get their emails surreptitiously through the desktop linking. Okay, so that's what we've got so far tonight. Good. The fun part about this family puzzle is there's always the little kid that comes in at the end at the Christmas puzzle and puts in the dog's nose and goes, oh, that's a dog's nose, and he sees things that other people don't see. And everyone's like that. Everybody has their own area of expertise. And that usually the dog's nose piece, when it goes in, then everything else goes in. Then like 80 pieces go in a row and it solves the whole puzzle. So you can be that person to do that compound search that could unlock this whole thing. If you could tell me who Aunt Andrew Weiner's staff was in 1999 to 2004, if you can tell me who she met with on August 2nd, that would be great. By the way, also on the 4th of August, John Kerry drops in out of nowhere. So was the phone actually for John Kerry is my question. Was John Kerry a Crackberry user? Other people that used the Crackberry that talked about how much they used the Crackberry, General Stanley McChrystal also talks about using a Crackberry. Does that mean David Petraeus also was a Crackberry user? That would be interesting to know. Okay, because if we get those records from Ball Silly, I think of Ball Silly when I think sometimes of LeBron James, or in the old days Michael Jordan, when he would just get the ball every time and just go Ball Silly. So that's how I remember James Ball Silly. But we can get the information and logs from RIM and the different places they're stored along the way to prove the case. We don't need the 650,000 emails. So I'm always looking for additional ways to get additional footprints. Okay, that's it for tonight. Keep sending those puzzle pieces. Thank you.